Alright, so after a few months of waiting, and then unfortunately she got delayed a little bit, I finally now have my Miku plush. So I know that she might look a bit small, and she's totally adorable. She's actually really large plush. So here, you can see that this Funko Pop is about the same size as her eye. And so me trying to get the whole thing in scale is a bit difficult, and I'm having to hold the camera as I'm doing this. So I'm sorry if it's a little bit jumpy at this point, but it's the best I could do. So anyways, first off, we're going to take a look at her eyes. I think her eyes are very cute and adorable, and they're really nice. The stitching and the embroidery, the time and effort that they put on this, and the amount of detail that is on there is absolutely phenomenal. And one thing I really did notice now that I have it is that her eyebrows are actually matching, which is a really nice touch. Something that you really not going to see unless you're this up close to her. One of the things that I also did notice that was underneath her eye, this little like cheek looking spot little thing that they did, it really didn't show up in the pictures at all. But now that I have her in person, I'm able to see them much clearly. And so it's a really nice touch, and it gives her so much more charm and cuteness to that. And having the eye above that, this huge, large, super large eye, and you can see right there with my hand next to it for reference real quick, how it just gives her such a nice, cute look, overall. So the next thing that I really like to notice and point out real quick is like this little it's indented. It's not poking out, but it's indented to give her this little fake kind of nose, little divot. And I think that's really cute. It gives her a nice, more going on, more to look at, and with her little smile right there, it just makes it super adorable. And you could see her hair. She had a lot of hair. Her hair is freaking huge. Looks super cute as well. And it's made of different material. Like this front part is like a nice softer, like a regular plush, but right here you hear it's kind of like a beanbag kind of filling in that part. So it does have different materials and different things used throughout the body of the plush and different parts of the plush that give it a whole bunch of different like textures and fillings to make this whole thing work out. And so let's try to take a look over here at her arm. And of course her arm, I didn't notice it until now because they didn't even talk about it in the actual thing whenever they were showing the promotional photos. But her arm actually does have the O1 tattoo, which is really freaking good, and it's really nice. And this is some, oops, my bad. And this is some really thick embroidery. It's a really nice, really nice and thick embroidery. Kind of hard to get in there because her hair and everything just gets in the way. And so to go back out a little bit, you can get a nice look at her again. Like I said, she just looks super cute. For some reason, to me, her hair looks green, like a bright green. I'm not sure if that's what it's supposed to be. But I am colorblind, so that could be why my colors are super off. So I'm going to get a little bit lower right here, so we can take a look at her clothing. And her clothing is actual clothing, because you can see her tie. They actually, made a tie for her and, sewn that up and stitched it to her. The little edges on her shirt are nice and clean, and the pointy, as well. You can see the stitching up on top is very well done. Same thing too with the skirt. You could see how they sewn it up, and it's a like if it was meant for a person. Like they actually made the clothing entirely separate from the body. It's not like sewn on as one piece, but rather multiple different pieces, which is really nice. And you can get a better idea of that because when I pull up her little bell arm thing, you can see her little hand. It looks kind of funny, but it's a nice touch that they actually made different parts and different pieces and put them together rather than just making it all one body type thing. And so that's definitely a lot of work that they did on that. And so taking a look up here, we can start to see her headphones, and it's like another felt, you know, nice and thick material. And they put little vinyl on the bottom to make the little like the little holes for the microphone. And so that way it gives it a nice little pop of color, a little splash. I think it looks better on the camera than in person, because in person, again, it's hard for me to see it. I just see an outline, to be honest. But in the camera, I can actually see it perfectly fine, the actual little round ovals for the little microphone holes. Which, again, nice touch, good amount of detail. Let's try to get over, and I forgot to take a look at her arm. So on the arm, it's kind of simple, but you can see that she has the little squares to represent all the little buttons and stuff that she would normally have on her arm for, you know, on her normal outfit. So it's just, simple little squares, but you get the concept, you get the idea. It's still really nice. Really nice look to her. Really nice overall. Now let's go over here. Oh, sorry, I have to keep moving. But you can see her headphones on the side over here. And her headphones are like a nice, soft, like plushy vinyl-esque kind of material. So yeah. And they have some more, you know, detailing of that color popping out right there as well. So it's a really nice, good look to her. Her head does have her little hairpiece ties, and the hairpiece ties is like the same felt on the microphone, and it has another little vinyl in the middle. And I kind of forgot that they were square. I thought they were supposed to be round, and so I thought it was weird, and you could see the edges on there. I thought it was weird at first when I saw it, and I was like, wait a second, aren't they supposed to be round? But I remember they're like perfect little squares up on her head. And so, one good look at her again, and sorry, I gotta hold the camera. I don't have anything to hold it up while I talk, but I'm trying to hold it as steady as I can for you guys. And so you can see, you know, her little feet. We can get a look at her feet, you know, right there. And you can see that it's a really stiff, like almost like memory foam. And if I didn't mention it before, she is pretty heavy, you know, coming in at about 35 pounds or so. So she is massive, and she is heavy, and I think she's absolutely adorable. I'm really happy to have this finally. And I have her hanging out in the room when I'm not here, which is freaking great. The one thing that's pretty neat is the tag. So this is her tag that she came with, and you can see that they nailed it perfectly. The only thing, again, to me, is the colors look off to me, of course, but I think this is a nice little thing. This was just on her arm right here. You know, I think at this point they should have given me like a birth certificate or something. That would have been great and hilarious. But there's that. And then here's the company, the new company that barely started making these plushes. They are a part of Taito. So if you've bought figures from Taito, this is one of the companies that's kind of branched off from them and is making figures in the whole new, not figures, my bad, is making plushies in this special line. So that's all I can pretty much think about for this plushie. Oh yeah, so she is really, really heavy. Her twin tails have the same big beanbag filling kind of material in it. So you're actually supposed to move them in order to prop her up. And because her head is so big that if you don't prop her up right, she'll kind of like lean forward and then fall. So her twin tails is what holds her up and props her up. And so moving her that around can make it feel, you know, bigger or smaller. And I think that's why, for me, I get her head a little off-sided a little bit. And so that's why I feel like her head's always tilted one way or the other. But that's just because I can never do it right. But I'm really happy that I was able to get this plush. And I know it's not a necessity, but I really wanted it. And I think this is the only Miku plush I have. I'm not too crazy about plushies, you know, or stuffed animals, whatever you want to call them. But when I saw this, I thought it was really adorable and super cute, and not too bad, you know, in price-wise. But I mean, I know it's expensive, but Comparing this to the other large size official plushes, it starts to get not too bad when you start to compare it to the ones that sell out super fast, or the harder to get ones like Cherry Blossom, Miku, and all the other cool ones like that, I guess. So it's actually if you know what you're looking for, it's not too bad, like I said. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this little walkthrough of my Miku plush. And unfortunately, I know there's not too much information about the plush and the brand and all that good stuff for some reason. But yeah, that's all I can think about at the moment. And so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.